can start with, I have given some agendas of your meeting today with us. Basically, you are going to tell us about your journey and your research work, basically. And there are a lot of students which are from engineering. They wanted to do engineering and medical as well. You can say that they are preparing for NEET and JEE as you and we have did it in our past years. So they are going to invest their very valuable time in this particular field. So they wanted to know that what are the possibilities in this field apart from this doing a civil engineering and doing a 9 to 5 job. So what are the different possibilities and how you achieved this a crown of scientist wala thing. So they're very curious and they're waiting for you. So handing over to you, Hina. Thank you so much for joining.
Okay, thank you. First of all, thank you for attending this session. My name is Hina Rathore. I'm presently assistant professor at University of Texas at San Antonio. So basically, I'm computer science engineer. So a little about me. I did my schooling from St. Mary's Convent Senior Secondary School, which was a convent school in Udaipur, Rajasthan, which was purely a convent and girls school. I had both. So till I'll tell you, till 7th standard, I was a very studious student. I used to study a lot. I used to even take count my time in terms of seconds and in terms of minutes. But after that, after 7th standard, like when I got into 8th standard, I had bad influence. I will not say that it was bad influence, but I was more in towards friendships. So because of that, I did not invested a lot, and 8th, 9th, and 10th standard, I did not study that much. Like I was very studious. So on in 10th standard, I had a choice to select between biology and engineering. So I always wanted to become a doctor, and because of that, I, I took biology as my one of my subject. But my father also insisted me to take physics as an option because he thought that engineering would also be a good option. So in 10th standard, while I was doing my I was preparing for my JEE exams. So I was preparing for both. I was preparing for my PMT as well as I was preparing for my engineering, which was JEE exam. So since I was more interested in biology, I got an admission into dental, which was RPMT, Rajasthan PMT's college. But I did not wanted to go into um, more towards like dentist. I did not wanted to become dentist. So I opted for doing my engineering. So I got admission into one of the engineering college, a government engineering college in Udaipur, Rajasthan, which the name was College of Engineering and Technology. So in my first year, I remember the reason I was so much, I changed my outlook towards study was because of my first year in my engineering college. So my first year was not that good. Reason because I was at that time ragging used to happen. Like it was very, the college was having a lot of groups, and um, I was ragged by my seniors. So I wanted to get admission into a very premier school. So I started preparing for my IITs to get admission for my masters, or I get admission for my PhD. But during my first year, I had taken a pledge that I would get into IIT by hook or by crook. So because of that, I started preparing a lot. And when I started preparing at that time, during my bachelor's, I started writing papers. When I started writing papers, I realized that I like networks, computer networks in general a lot. So when I started working on my computer network skills, I was very much into TS, like all of the things which were related to networking science. So one of my professors at CTA Udaipur, he motivated me that research is a good option. So I started preparing for my GATE exam to get admission in IIT. So since I knew that getting admission into IIT is very tough, I started preparing for that. But I also was preparing for CAT because of I would say because of the peers who were preparing for the CAT exam. So when I was preparing for my CAT as well as IIT exam, both, I knew that I'm more towards research. I was just preparing for CAT, but I was not preparing to the fullest. I was more towards the engineering. So for my CAT exam, I got my percentile like 98 percentile, but I was not that happy. But when I prepared for my GATE exam, it was very good percentile. My parents wanted me to stay very near, so that's the reason I basically belong to Udaipur, so they wanted me to get admission in a very nearby college. And recently, IIT Jodhpur had been started. Since my percentile was very good in GATE, I got admission into IIT Jodhpur. So during my first year, when I got into IIT Jodhpur, I very much liked, because of my prior experience in CTA versus IIT. I knew the difference between the two colleges, because my CTA college was way too different than the IIT college in terms of the environment, in terms of the students, in terms of the competitiveness which I used to get in IIT. I very much thoroughly enjoyed. So I knew that I am on track of my whatever I had dreamt. So I started working. I started preparing for it. So I remember during my first year, I directly got admission into PhD. So I finished my bachelor's at CTA Udaipur, and I got admission into IIT Jodhpur. So while I was preparing, my professor was my PhD professor's name was Venkata Badrila. He was kind of he was a person who, I was the first PhD student, so I had to motivate myself. I had to self motivate myself to finish my PhD very fast. So I started preparing. I started working on my PhD, and since I told you I had keen interest in biology, I wanted to become doctor. So I took biology as a inspiration. And since in my bachelor's I like computer networks, so I merged both of them. So what I did, I basically started exploring how biology can be used in computer networks to solve different kinds of problems. So let me give you an example. So uh, if we see ants try to find their food source they find their food source by performing some kind of chemical reaction, some kind of biological reaction. So I was very much fascinated looking at these ants, looking at how birds fly in the sky. So I knew I had something to do with biology, which I was not sure initially. So I started exploring. I started reading about biology in general and what are the problems in computer networks. So when I was looking at computer networks, I was very much interested in security. So I thought, why don't I take inspiration from biology and try to invest in computer security, which is basically um, network security. So at that time, sensor networks or IoT networks was very much, I would say, very much famous. It was very much hyped, like how sensor nodes react. Sensor nodes or sensor network in general comprises of network nodes who sense, who take environmental measurements they capture some measurement, and then based on those measurements they react. So I thought about taking inspiration from human biology in general in terms of high social psychology norms and techniques try to basically capture in network in IoT networks. So for instance, let me give you an example. So you guys are attending my session. So you would be basically evaluating me or judging me on various criteria. One of the criteria is whether I'm able to speak or not. That's the first criteria. The second criteria that you would be judging is basically based on if the talk that I'm delivering is making sense or not. And the third basically criteria is if you attend my sessions regularly, you would be basically evaluating how consistently and coherently I'm uh, delivering a particular topic in a very good way. And based on it, I was providing some kind of trust to network nodes. And because of that, I can basically put some trust ratings to those sensor nodes. That was my first task. And the second task was, how do I remove those nodes who are behaving badly using human immune system in general, how human immune system works. So I started reading about how immune system work, and based on it, I started investing in basically in IoT nodes, which is sensor nodes, and remove it. So throughout my PhD, I finished my PhD in three years and like 3.5 years. I also got some sponsorship from TCS, which is Tata Consultancy Services. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. So once I finished my PhD, I knew that research is something I really want to explore. So I started exploring for postdoctorate experience. So after my bachelor's, I did my PhD. And then after my PhD, I started exploring for my postdoctorate. So I got into one of the university here in US, which is Wichita State University. Their work was to develop some security framework for pedestrians when people walk. And at that time, people used to get engrossed in mobile phones a lot. So there were a lot of accidents that used to happen in terms of pedestrians who are walking on the road. So I developed a security framework using machine learning approach. After that, there was a US Qatar joint collaborative project, which was between University of Idaho, Temple University, and Qatar University. So for that, I had to move to Qatar for developing some of the security solutions for medical devices. And for that, I used machine learning. Everybody is using machine learning. Machine learning is quite hyped right now. Everybody is taking inspiration from artificial intelligence and machine learning to develop different types of solutions. So I explored deep learning in general to make secure Internet of medical devices. After that, when I finished my postdoctorate, I was in dual mind whether I should go for an industry or should I go for an academia. So I started exploring both of the options, and I thought that let's just explore industry for some time and then basically move into academia. So I started working as a data scientist and program manager at a company called Hilla Measurements in Austin, which is basically in Texas. And my work over there was twofold: to develop some kind of machine learning algorithms for my customers on various product development. That was my first work. And my second work was program management, where I used to basically coordinate with different kinds of customers who bring in some needs, and I had to manage my group of engineers. I was managing nearly 10 engineers who used to report me. So I worked there for a couple of years, which was for 2 years, but somehow I thought that this is not why I did my PhD. I wanted to get into my research again. So I started exploring to get into academia. So I got initially got an opportunity to work as a guest lecturer at UTS Austin. I worked there for like 6 months or so, and then I got as a visiting assistant professor at Texas A&M University at Texas. After that, I got into University of Texas at San Antonio. This is my present employer. I'm basically assistant professor over here. And my work over here is twofold. I teach a lot of computer science courses. Presently, I'm teaching Java and application programming. And I'm also researching. Presently, I'm working on how to make connected vehicles, self-driving cars secure, and I'm using blockchain for it. And this is my journey so far. So what I have learned so far is, and my father always used to tell me one thing: if you cannot be the sun in the sky, be a star, but be the best star in the sky. Which means, and that's my motto of my life. Which means, if I know that if I cannot be perfect at one stream, which means this is not destined to me, but there is something which is destined to me. And there could not be something which I'm not good at. I should be good at something, because God has given us some capability and we can excel at least in one capability. We need to explore different options. And once we explore different options, we should know which kind of or which particular path would be very best for us. And once we know that, we should be very best. I would say best among all. So the reason I wanted to tell this particular motto is, so when I got into engineering, or I would say even if I had 98 percentile in my CAT exam, I could have got an MBA, but I could have been a normal student over there. In comparison to, I got into research, which I knew that research is something which I like. And because of my research, I got the best opportunity out of there. So remember everyone, and I would basically advise you that if you cannot be best at something, there should be something which you in general are good. But for that, you need to explore various options. So even if you get some failures, there are things where you can get success. You need to know where you can get the success. And once you know that particular path, you should thoroughly and give your 100%. That's the basic thing I have done. And I would advise each one of you, since this is your building path, and I had gone through the same phase, same path in my life. And for this, um, the only thing that I would advise you, you should give your 100%. The reason, because if you do not give your 100%, you would regret in your life. I knew I had not given my 100%, and that's the reason I did not get into my bachelor's for my IIT. If I had given my 100%, I would have gotten directly into IIT during my bachelor's. But even though I did not, I changed my outlook. I changed the way I used to work, and because of that, I again started working, and I got some good opportunities. So do not stop working. If you are working, give your 100%. That's the advice that I can give to everyone. If there is any question, I am here to basically guide you. Or
यस मैम, तो क्वेश्चंस है, मैं आपको वन बाय वन करके बता देता हूँ. कुछ स्टूडेंट ने चैट में लिखा है, मैं नाम के साथ क्वेश्चन बता देता हूँ, आप आंसर कर सकते हैं. सो सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन कौस्तुभ ने पूछा है, सर मेरे को इफ आई गेट चूज बिटवीन एस्ट्रोफिजिक्स, एस्ट्रोकेमिस्ट्री एंड सीएस, व्हिच शुड आई कंसीडर? कौस्तुभ ने पूछा.
Okay, so for this, I would advise you. So you said astrophysics, astrochemistry, and CS, computer science, right?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, which subject do you like the most? There should be one subject that you have some keen inclination. There should not be that you like all the three subjects equally. Which is that subject that you like?
कौस्तुभ, आप हैंड रेज करोगे, मैं आपको अनम्यूट कर दूंगा. कौस्तुभ, अभी वन बाय वन करके सब हैंड रेज करेंगे तो अनम्यूट करूंगा सबको. ठीक है.
Ma'am, I have a keen interest in astrophysics and astrochem, but I was asking if I get the choice between taking CS and taking my interest, should I consider CS more?
No, take your interest. interest reason, because see, I gave you my example. So I knew that I had keen interest in biology. So even though I did not get admission into IIT during my initial attempt, and that's the reason I got into basic engineering college. And I knew that I had to do something with my biology. And the reason, if you would try to look at my research, I have been known because of my biological work that I have done for computer network. So that's my personal advice, that whatever interests you, because in long term, this is your initial. So if you know that CS, computer science, everybody is opting for computer science, even though you got into computer science and you did not like computer science in general, then you would not give your 100%. You would get bored in comparison to something that is interesting to you. You like that, you would do it in a long term. So that's the reason I would advise you that go for an option that interests you more.
Thank you.
Okay, so next question Himani ने पूछा है कि when you were studying there might be some pupils who keep telling that you can't do this. So how did you deal with those pupils? Did you have fear of falling?
Okay, so I'll tell you my personal experience.
हिमानी आप hand raise कर सकते हैं.
So I'll tell you my personal experience. So when I got into College of Technology Engineering in Udaipur, so my father was Dean of CDF FST, which was College of Dairy and Food Science Technology. So I was under Maharana Pratap University, which had two colleges, which had couple of colleges. One was CTA, one was CDFST, one was Home Science College, and other colleges. I got into one of the colleges, which was CTA. So when I got admission over there, everybody used to tell me, and that's my personal experience, I'll tell you. And because of that, I got dragged that much. Everybody used to say, she is डीन सर की बेटी, डीन सर की बेटी है, डीन सर की बेटी की तो रैगिंग लेनी पड़ेगी, डीन सर की बेटी का एडमिशन हुआ है तो इसने पढ़ाई तो करी नहीं होगी, इसका ऐसे ही एडमिशन हो गया. And because of that, I was completely and continuously being bullied in my college. But I knew that was not the case. And because of that, I did not give a damn to all those people who used to rag me, who used to basically complain, who used to always point out. I used to give my 100%. I used to study a lot because I knew after this engineering is finished, they would have their own life, I would have my own life. And because of that, once I finished my engineering, I was among toppers, but everybody used to say, this is Dean sir ki beti, isi ki wajah se iske number aate hain. And that's the reason everybody used to basically judge me based on my father's reputation. But I knew that was not the fact. And because of that, I gave my GATE exam and I got very good percentile. And because of that, I got into IIT. And after, when I finished my IIT, I got into my postdoctorate. And the reason I'm over here is, if I had continuously looked upon and just heard upon what people are continuously saying, I would not have got this particular position. So if people say this is their problem, this is not your problem, you knew that you have that capability and you should basically work for it. You should not basically think about what other people are saying or what other people are judging you on based on it.
Fine. Dhruv, want to speak? So, yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Dhruv.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, I have a keen interest in coding and machine learning also. So I wanted to know that in IIT, in the CS branch, what is basically taught? I have read over the internet that coding is not generally taught in the CS branch rather than much regarding the programming. And there was not enough information on it, that what is basically taught. So I wanted to know that.
Mm-hmm. So it depends upon which IIT you are applying. In IIT Jodhpur, I would tell you, so the courses that are normally taught are computer networks, embedded systems, communication systems, coding, which is part of IIT curriculum, but I would say that it depends upon which university, which particular IIT you are applying. Normally, coding would not be explicitly taught. There would be an application associated. For instance, application programming. So if they are focusing on application programming, coding would be a subpart, but the main motive over here is to develop desktop application or an Android application. So coding would still be a part, but it is not the basic curriculum that would be focused. Coding would still be a part. So in most of the IITs, I would say that coding is taught, but explicitly not called as that C++ would be taught or Java would be taught. Similarly, machine learning is being offered presently in various IITs, including IIT Kharagpur and IIT Kanpur. I'm not sure about IIT Jodhpur. In IIT Jodhpur, when I was doing my PhD, machine learning was not taught. But in terms of coding, I would say coding was the part, but it was not the main theme. There was some domain or application associated with it.
So, ma'am, we basically have a choice that which coding or which language we want to learn.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, any language, like for example, I like to learn Python. So, ma'am, I would get the course over there.
So it depends upon instructor. So the instructor who is offering that particular course, if for instance, if machine learning is being taught, for instance, I'll just give you an example, there would be a medium. In Python, there are a lot of machine learning libraries which are available. Most of the professors, they prefer having Python, but there are still some instructors who prefer MATLAB. So I would say that it depends upon the instructor who is teaching that particular course. And presently in most of the IITs, I would say machine learning, they are changing their course curriculum on regular basis. So, and mostly Python is being taught. So if you have keen interest in Python, you do not have to worry about that if some IIT is teaching or some IIT is not teaching. So do not worry about that particular thing. If the present, I would say the first important thing that you should know is that you should know which particular stream you want to go, whether it is computer science or it is electrical engineering or if it is mechanical engineering. Once you have shortlisted it, then once you get admission, then it is just with the flow. If there would be like 10 courses which would be given, there could be 1 or 2 courses which you would like, at least I would say. So do not worry about that. And I learned machine learning. Machine learning was not taught at IIT Jodhpur. I took some of the courses from Coursera. I downloaded and I learned it by myself. And I'm presently machine learning expert based on not being taught from IIT Jodhpur, but by I self-learned myself.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Varsha, please raise your hand. Varsha. Fine, Varsha. No. Varsha. Please unmute. Varsha. Fine.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Varsha.
Ma'am, my question was, what are the various branches of computer science?
Okay, so in computer science, as far as I know, it can be more towards, one is completely computer science and one is computer science and engineering. So if you get into computer science, they focus on, there is sub specialization. One of the specialization is, for instance, cybersecurity. Another specialization is a network science. Another specialization is purely a programmer who's good at programming skills, if you get into computer science. Another specialization is computer science and engineering, which not only focuses on coding, but also focuses on hardware. And this hardware includes embedded systems, which also incorporate some of the parts from engineering, electrical engineering, which includes coding on the actual hardware, which include FPGAs and DSPs, where you have to code on the actual hardware. For instance, I'll give you an example. Robotics is an example of computer science and engineering. So CS can be divided into two sub-domain. One is computer science, which is purely focused on software simulations. And one is software plus hardware, which incorporates engineering as well. So my work was initially, when I started at IIT Jodhpur, I got into information and communication technology, which was a sub-part of computer science as well as electrical engineering. So I got a hands-on experience on both software engineering skills as well as hardware engineering. So if you have an option, I would say, try to look for engineering as well, where you do a hands-on training on the actual hardware besides software simulations.
Then, ma'am, what are the various sub-courses that we have to read when we choose computer science and engineering?
So in computer science and engineering, specifically in computer science and engineering, I'll give you examples such as embedded system is one of the part, which include coding, which include assembly language coding. One is programming languages, which include C, C++, Java, Python, and other. Computer networks, which includes the TSP, UDP communication. One is communications, which works on the actual communication between end-to-end host. Besides this, there is other topics like complex networks, which include how social media works, how communication happens between on a social media, which include web pages, downloading, and other thing. Other courses include mathematical foundations, which has more towards mathematics, which include matrices, Laplacian matrix, and differential equations, which are an important part in knowing the logical reasoning. Besides this, there are some easy topics, like not easy topics, but engineering drawing is one of the part. Then what else? That's all I remember presently, but these are some of the topics that are covered, which include not only programming languages, but also assembly languages, which is hardware, which also include communication, what happens when the node or a network communicate, how the communication happens, which include electrical engineering as well as mathematics. These are the four basic crux in CSE, computer science and engineering.
फाइन मैम वर्षा, एक मिनट, अब मैं नेक्स्ट बच्चे का क्वेश्चन ले लेता हूँ. जानवी, आप बोल सकते हो. जानवी, जानवी बोलो.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, Andy.
Ma'am, I am from biology background. I want to ask that you had keen interest in biology, then also you dropped it after one try. Is it more wiser to drop after one test or something, or just switch to another subject after giving one try? Which one is wiser, to give one more chance to us, or to just switch our background?
Okay, so it depends upon you. So I am a kind of person who gives maximum in the first time. If I knew that I did not get through in the first attempt, I just leave that and then basically opt for another thing, because I believe investing too much of your time in particular field makes you just overwhelmed. For instance, I'll give you an example. Students who are preparing for IAS exams or IES exam, even though they give their 100% in their first attempt, and if they do not get admission into the first attempt, they get some insecurity. And I'm kind of a person who, if they get insecurity, I do not try to work for it. I just opt for another option. If it is meant to be, you will get through in the first attempt. That's what I believe. But it depends upon person to person. So if you are a person who, yes, go ahead.
Ma'am, like I am from just biology field. I don't have maths with me. So what kind of field I can choose for if it 1% it didn't get cleared and I didn't get my dream college or university in just biology field, that I can also go in such kind of researches and all?
So do you want to become a doctor? Like that's
I want to become a neurosurgeon.
Neurosurgeon. That's pretty cool. So okay, so why you did not took mathematics in general, like?
Because ma'am, in our school it's an option that you can either take biology or maths. It's not like that we can opt for both the subjects.
Yeah,
I'm from ICSE school actually.
Even in my school, it was the same case, but I also took mathematics at that time. Okay, so since you have taken biology, so I believe just go for it. That's give your 100%. By 100%, I would say that even if you do not get qualified in the first attempt, go for the second attempt. But if after the second attempt you do not get qualified, just leave that particular option, which means that was not meant to be. Either you did not give your 100%. If you have given your 100% and you did not get through it, which means you are not destined to it. That's what
Thank you so much, ma'am. It was a very satisfactory answer.
Yeah.
Preeti,
thank you so much,
please
ma'am.
raise your hand, Preeti. Preeti, yes. Beta bolo.
Good morning, ma'am.
Hi, Preeti.
Ma'am, my question was that we study a lot for our tests, for schools and for our boards also. But how would we do a smart study to we get the marks we accept?
Okay, so now I would ask you a question. Are you a slow learner or you are a fast learner?
I'm a slow learner. I can't grab. I need to learn everything.
And by learning, do you understand the concept or you mug up things?
I learn the concept. I can't mug up, ma'am, because it don't get in my mind by mugging.
Okay, so I would advise you. So I was a kind of person who was very slow learner. I was not a fast learner as well. So I used to take one topic, invest a lot in that particular topic, try to solve a lot of questions on that particular topic. Once I know that I have done, then I would move into the next topic. So how you would be basically how you would excel in such kind of thing is you would have to invest a lot of time. Time is the key thing right now. There are students who do not I would say invest a lot of time and still they excel. So this is because of how their mind is built up, how they react. But for me in general, I would say even if I have learned a particular topic, I have to revise it. If in the morning, if I do not revise it, it would be just blowed up. I do not remember anything. So that's the reason I would, so, and that's what I used to do. I used to, throughout the day, I used to study a particular topic, but I used to wake up in the next morning. I used to wake up and I used to revisit all those topics once again. If I do not do it, it will just go away. So I would advise you, the best way is how plan your day. Every day you should plan your day. You should know this day, this is the thing that I would, even today I plan my day. I know what is my next day goals. There should be one goal, at least in your entire day, that you want to achieve for the following day. If you do not set up your goal, you will never achieve. There are people who are very laid back, who do not think what would be the next day. They would never plan up things. But for us, people like us, you and me, who are slow learners, who know how to get into, how do we achieve our goals, is through consistent planning. So just plan your day in accordance to, you should know what is your end goal, and you should have step by step, baby steps to achieve those. So for instance, my goal is to have my own research lab. And for that, I'm doing my hard work. I'm writing my grants. Each day I plan out certain things. So that's my advice to you. That's the best approach you should do. And this is, since this is your initial time, that's the best thing that you can do.
Fine.
Okay. Thank you.
Anshul, please speak.
Hello, good evening, ma'am.
Hi Anshul.
Ma'am, my basic question is how to explore our hidden talent. Ma'am, as you told about yourself that you got into a field which you were interested in. Ma'am, my basic problem is whenever I look into myself, I basically find myself as an average person, like average in dancing or in studies or in speaking skills. So ma'am, I am not able to find out in which things I am good in. So ma'am, how to do that so that I can pursue a particular field and be very sure about it and pursue it as a career further. So ma'am, how do I do that?
Okay, is there anything that interests you the most, even though you are average on that particular thing, but is there anything which interests you a lot?
Ma'am, maths, sometimes I like to do maths, ma'am, every time, whole day, I think.
And besides maths, is there
Ma'am, I
anything?
like to dance or some ma'am exercises and workouts, ma'am. I keep on searching on YouTube how to do that. So ma'am, that's normal thing which everyone does.
Okay, so you have asked a very good question, how to basically know your hidden talents. And see, you will never know your hidden talent until and unless you give your, if you try to explore that particular option. So for instance, I like to sing, for instance, and I like to sing as well. But if I sing, I have to I have to consistently sing so that my singing skills gets better day by day. But I know personally I like singing. That's my interest area, which means that's something that I can explore. So I started exploring that particular option, even though I like dancing as well. But if there are two things, singing and dancing, I'm just giving you some absurd topics. It could be like biology and some other field as well, but let's take just engineering and dancing. Even though you have keen interest in both of them, the more you invest in each of them, you would know which is that particular thing which you like. All the art lies in fine tuning those skills which interests you. So if you like maths in general, there should be some topics in mathematics, and mathematics is used everywhere, whether it is machine learning, whether it is computer science, whether it is electrical engineering. So you are in very good hands because you like mathematics. If you did not like mathematics and you just opted for biology in general, which means that you have limited your scope. But since you like maths, you just have to invest a lot of time in mathematics in general. Once you have invested, you have fine-tuned your skills so that you can explore different options. So what I'm trying to say over here is, to know your hidden talents, you need to know your interest. If you know your interest, you need to give your maximum time to hone that particular skill, to get into a particular subject matter. That's my advice to you.
Fine,
Ma'am, I had one more question. I have computer science as my optional subject, but I'm not able to score well. It always leads to, ma'am, a down percentage in my overall percentage. So, ma'am, how do I, ma'am, do that? Ma'am,
In computer science, like which are the topics
ma'am,
which you
Python
are?
we have in our school, Java, Python. So,
Okay,
ma'am,
so
yes,
so
ma'am.
see Python. If you are being taught Python presently at school, even though you are scoring less, that doesn't mean that you are not good. Programming takes a lot of time to get expertise in it, because if you are being taught Python, Python has a lot of scope. So if you had started with C, do you know C?
No,
Or you
ma'am.
don't know? No. So see, the building blocks is basically first know C, then C++. Once you are good at C++, then you should explore Java and Python. Python in general is object oriented. C was initially functional or programming. So
मैम
if you are good, yes.
एक्चुअली स्कूल में जो एडिशनल सब्जेक्ट होता था ना हमारे फिजिकल एजुकेशन या म्यूजिक, उसकी जगह कंप्यूटर साइंस इसने ले रखी है.
कंप्यूटर साइंस में भी Python अगर समझा रहे हैं, I'm just telling her, if it is Python and if you are not scoring well in Python, then that doesn't mean that you are not good in computer science. Python is more advanced level. You are being taught a very advanced topic, but that doesn't mean that you are not good in that particular field. I would advise you to start looking at, like, once you are done with this course, start exploring C. But even if you do not understand C language, then I believe then you should think for another option. But if you are not scoring in Python, that doesn't mean that you are not good in computer science. That's what I wanted to say.
ओके अंशुल, मैं नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन ले रहा हूँ बेटा, क्योंकि हमारे पास टाइम थोड़ा कम है मैम का, इसलिए यशवंत, यू कैन स्पीक.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, Yashwant.
Ma'am, you said that you have done machine learning and deep learning, ma'am, but they have so much long codes, ma'am. How did you remember them?
Okay, so see, I was not taught machine learning. I took a course on Coursera for machine learning, and I was not even taught Python. So I started learning Python by myself by exploring some online YouTube and other URLs to understand how Python works. So since I was good at C, C++, Java, I knew the basic programming languages, I was able to grasp Python very fast. So machine learning in general was a very vast topic. But since it is a very vast topic, you need to know the basics of that machine learning language. If you know basics, you can basically explore different fields. So machine learning can be divided into different types: unsupervised, supervised, and semi-supervised machine learning or algorithms. So even though it's very vast topic, if you know the basics of it, it's fairly simple. And in order to know the basics of it, you need to have a hands-on experience by writing some mathematical codes on some programming language. So for instance, if you know the basic idea of how unsupervised learning works, just take one particular model, try to model it on some programming language, take unsupervised learning, take one model, try to run it on your programming language, take some semi-supervised like some reinforcement learning, and try to run it on your programming language. Once you have done, which means that you are good at machine learning. That's how
So
you would.
हमारे पास थोड़ा कम टाइम है, तो मैं लास्ट क्वेश्चन लूंगा. मुझे पता है आपके कुछ सवाल बचे हैं, बट हम नेक्स्ट सेशन में वो क्वेश्चन ले सकते हैं. सो कृष्णा, आप एक बार हैंड रेज कर दीजिए, तो आपके क्वेश्चन है हम आंसर करने की कोशिश करेंगे आगे भी. वो लास्ट क्वेश्चन लेंगे क्योंकि मैम का हमारे को बहुत कम टाइम मिला था, 40 मिनट ही मिला था, लेकिन हम ऑलरेडी 15 मिनट ज्यादा ले चुके हैं. तो मैं लास्ट क्वेश्चन लूंगा, उसके बाद हम सेशन वाइंड अप करेंगे. कृष्णा, आप बोल सकते हैं.
Yes, sir.
Attaining something is basically letting go those failures and trying to hone those personal skills. Lastly, but not the least, as I was saying, if you cannot be the sun in the sky, be a star, but be the best star in the sky. That's my final thing that I would want to tell each one of you, and that's my motive as well.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you everyone. Take care.
So fine यार, कुछ लोग का भी क्वेश्चन बचे होंगे. ऋषिक का, विधि का मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं ले पाया, तो मैं इन फ्यूचर आप लोग के क्वेश्चन आ रहे, मैं भी आपको अनम्यूट कर देता हूँ. आप एटलीस्ट मुझसे बात कर सकते हैं थोड़ी देर, तो क्योंकि टाइम अभी आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं अपने आप को. सो प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हमारे पास टाइम कम था. ऋषिक
सर मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे कि मैम ने
मैंने रखे हैं बेटा, तुम्हारे सारे क्वेश्चन ना मैंने रखे हुए हैं, मैं उनको भेजूंगा मैम को ही और तुम्हें उनका आंसर दिलवाऊंगा, है ना. एक्चुअली क्या
मतलब मैं आपसे ही पूछ लेता हूँ, मतलब क्या पता आपको बताओ. जैसे कि मैम ने कंप्यूटर साइंस के साथ बायोलॉजी ली, वैसे ही मेरा इंटरेस्ट है कि मैं केमिस्ट्री पढूं. जैसे कि हमारे पास क्वांटम कंप्यूटर्स है, तो समथिंग लाइक दैट मैं केमिस्ट्री लेके और क्या क्या कर सकता हूँ, मतलब कुछ रिलेटेड टू कंप्यूटर
केमिस्ट्री लेके तुम यार इंडिया में इंस्टीट्यूट है आईसर, उधर एडमिशन ले सकते हो. इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस एंड रिसर्च, उसमें 5 साल का एमएससी करवाते हैं, उसमें कोई भी तुम ले सकते हो, फिजिक्स केमिस्ट्री बायो कुछ भी ले सकते हो. तो उधर केमिस्ट्री ले सकते हो. उसके लिए तुम्हें या तो केवीपीआई निकालना होगा जो तुम्हारा आ रहा है अभी, या फिर तुम्हें क्या बोलते हैं उनका खुद का एग्जाम है आईसर का, वो निकालना पड़ेगा.
मतलब मैं ले तो लूंगा, पर करूंगा क्या, मतलब बन क्या सकता हूँ वहाँ पे.
टर्म्स तो ऐसे फिर तो यार रिसर्चेज होते थे, तुम्हें रिसर्च में जाना है. जैसे मैम ने देख अलग ही डायमेंशन क्रिएट कर रखा है बायोलॉजी को उधर कंप्यूटर साइंस में, तो वैसा ही जो भी ऑनगोइंग रिसर्च होगा, जो हालांकि मुझे तो ऑनगोइंग रिसर्च केमिस्ट्री में नहीं पता है इंडिया में क्या चल रहा है, लेकिन तुम उन सब में जा सकते हो. वहां पे तुम्हें पैसा भी मिलेगा और सारी चीजें मिलेंगी, तो इश्यू नहीं है ना. बाकी मैंने आपके क्वेश्चन रखे हैं, है ना. आदि में तुम्हारा क्वेश्चन नहीं ले पाया, विधि का नहीं ले पाया, क्योंकि थोड़ा सा हमारे पास ऐसा था ना कि यार उनका 40 मिनट ही मांगा था मैंने, और वहां पे रात के अब शायद 12:30 बज गए हैं. हाँ तान्या, तुम्हारा भी क्वेश्चन नहीं ले पाया, पर वहां पे रात में 12:30 पौने 1 हो गया है, तो थोड़ा सा ऐसा होता है ना कि उनका भी कल ऑफिस या कुछ होगा, तो इसलिए मुझे थोड़ा सा था. फिर भी मैंने 20 मिनट ज्यादा ही एक्सटेंड करवाया आप लोगों के लिए. इन फ्यूचर हम और सेशंस लगाएंगे ऐसे ही, आप बेफिक्र रहिए. मैं आपको एक नहीं, मैं इस तरीके के काफी लोगों से मिलवाऊंगा, तो हिना आपको साल भर मेंटर करेंगे. मतलब हो सकता है आपको फिर से सेशन मिले हिना का, या क्लास वाइज स्पेसिफिक सेशन मिले. अभी तो मैंने आज सबको एक साथ बुलाया था आप लोगों को, तो लगता है इन फ्यूचर में खाली 12th क्लास से मिलवाऊंगा. जैसे नेक्स्ट सेशन हम जनरली, जैसे सर ने भी बताया था, तो हम स्ट्रेस मैनेजमेंट वाला रखेंगे, या हम एक आईआईटी के प्रोफेसर से आपका इंटरेक्शन कराएंगे. ठीक है. हाँ
सर, एक क्वेश्चन था कि जैसे आप एक नॉर्मल स्टूडेंट से मल्टी मिलियन स्टार्टअप खोला आपने, तो ऐसे कैसे कर सकते हैं?
क्या
जैसे आप एक नॉर्मल स्टूडेंट से आपने एक मल्टी मिलियन स्टार्टअप खोल लिया, वैसे हम कैसे कर सकते हैं?
बेटा वो अपॉर्चुनिटी के ऊपर है, तू काम करता जाएगा, और जो अच्छा काम करता है तो कहीं ना कहीं अपॉर्चुनिटी मिल ही जाती है. तो जो स्टार्टअप वाला गेम है वो सब ही है, तुम्हें काम बहुत करना पड़ेगा चीजों को लेके, तो धीरे धीरे फिर